Last year, I went on a journey for health and fitness, and I wanted to share kind of some tips that I learned and maybe some things to help you get started on your journey, because it's 2021 and the new year. A lot of people want to, everyone's goal is typically to get healthier, start working out, lose some weight. So the number one thing I would say was I had to get my mind right and really be ready to take that step. Oftentimes it's a good idea and it's what we want to do deep down, but our mind isn't quite there. And your mind really has to be ready, like, I'm ready to do this. I'm done. I have to. And that's kind of what happened to me last year in February. I shared my story, but we went on a family vacation for our 2-year wedding anniversary, and we went to Pensacola, which is my favorite place to visit, and we were having the best time on the beach and just playing with my kids, and Emily was taking videos and Casey was taking photos, and later on I looked at the pictures and I was just like, ugh. I just was unhappy with how I was and how I felt, and mentally and physically I just was not happy. Squeezing into my pants that were not fitting me anymore, and giving into wearing my maternity clothes still, even though my youngest is almost 4. It was just time for me to make a change for myself. But I had no idea how to do it. And you see all this information and all these diets, and it's unlimited, and I didn't know which pathway to choose. But thankfully, about 4 months into me trying to lose weight, I lost 6 pounds on my own. It took me 4 months of trying to change habits and really thinking I was doing pretty good, and working out a lot. And I started to work out like 6 days a week and lift weights, and trying to kind of imitate my husband and what he did. And it really wasn't working for me. And I tried intermittent fasting and really threw my hormones for a loop. And I just don't think that is quite the same as it is for men. My husband has great success with intermittent fasting, but for me as a woman, it really messed up myself. So that didn't work out. And I changed some things, but what I learned later was I didn't change enough, and I wasn't consistent enough. And so I saw a girl on Instagram. I had been following her for years. I was actually following her daughter because she has cerebral palsy, like my youngest. And when I got thrown into that world, I wanted to know all I could about her condition. And so that's why I was following this girl. And I really didn't know who her parents were. I just saw her post. But then one day the husband posted that his wife lost 50 pounds. And I was like, whoa, 50 pounds in 5 months. And I was like, wow, like what? So I wrote them and asked, and they told me about this program, and I was very skeptical because I am a skeptical person. And I decided, what do I have to lose? Like, nothing I'm doing is working. My working out is not working. I feel miserable still. I don't have any energy. So I purchased it, and I wanted to hide it from my husband because I had no idea if it was going to work. So I purchased it, and I hid my food in my kid's closet. My oldest, I just hid it in her closet, and I would go in there and eat through the day. Okay. But it didn't take very long before my husband saw the receipt on my email and was like, what the heck did you drop this money on? And I was like, but anyway, long story short is it worked. Okay. I dropped 10 pounds a month, and I lost 35 pounds total in 3 months. And I've never had that success with anything. So to me, this was just amazing. And seeing that I could do this. Okay, I come from some pretty bad self-control. I thought I had zero self-control. But doing this program and taking baby steps towards health really taught me that I do have control over my habits and what I do to my body. As a mom and a special needs mom, I needed simple, and this is simple. So let's see. It broke through some barriers for me. It taught me that I can do hard things. And one of my issues was drinking a lot of alcohol, more than I personally should have been drinking. And I really didn't think that that's something that I could give up, because it was kind of like a coping mechanism for the stress. And mental barriers, we all have these mental barriers that keep us where we're at. And so the program was different for me because it gives you these wonderful books to read that break down your habits in little increments. Like, here's 1 week we're going to work on this, and this week we're going to work on this. So that's what makes it fundamentally different, is because we have to change our habits that we have been doing for years, okay? And, okay, the next tip was to be consistent and to give yourself time. So, like I said, you spent years doing these things to yourself, depending on how much weight you have added on and the different things that you're doing to yourself, to your health. So it's going to take time to retrain your brain and fix these things, okay? And so I wish I would have known that it took a little bit longer. I've learned that. I thought after day 5 of eating properly that back before I started the program, that, I should have just lost 10 pounds. And I hadn't lost anything after like a whole week of what I thought I was doing right. And it was just so disappointing. And I think that's what happens to a lot of us, is we get all excited about this and we buy a fitness program and we work out every day and we do these things, or we go to the gym and we're sweating and we feel like we should be making progress. And then we get on the scale as a lady and we haven't went down any, and that's very disappointing. Whereas your guy over here quit drinking alcohol and lost 10 pounds. You know what I mean? You have to be consistent, and that's something I learned, was it's not just about eating healthy 3 days a week. It's eating healthy almost every single day of the week. And yeah. So definitely had to change my eating habits, snacking, and learning that certain things, to lose weight, calories is calories, okay? You have to eat at a calorie deficit to lose weight. I know that. But it's like, what do you eat? What kind of foods should you eat to fill those calories? And the program definitely teaches you that, and kind of cuts out a lot of stuff that is damaging to your body. And then over time, you learn new habits. For instance, I loved bread, and I did not think that I could eat my food without bread. But that's something that now I'm like, I don't need it. Now, do I ever have bread? Of course I do. And that's something else I learned, is you don't have to go forever without the foods you love. It's just that the foods you love that don't love you back, you have to eat them a lot less than you do now. For instance, I used to go to McDonald's for breakfast, and I would get the big breakfast with no hotcakes, and I would eat the biscuit and the sausage and the eggs, and I would get me a large coffee with 4 cream and 3 sugar. And then a few hours later, I was hungry again, so I would go to Shalotsky's and get me a sweet tea and a turkey sandwich, because turkey sandwich is good, right? And then for dinner, I sometimes would eat out again, to be honest. And, sit there and drink 4 beers, munch on chips, order pizza. I mean, that was pretty consistent with my days. I wasn't like a big soda drinker, but I would say the beer and the eating out, definitely habits I had to change. Now, I still eat out sometimes, but it's a lot less than every day. I laugh because I thought that I was semi-healthy. But anyway, those habits, for instance, when you have a party and you make a big old party tray of chips and dip and all that stuff, it can also taste really good to have some peppers cut up with a little bit of dip and some broccoli and carrots. That's also good. So just more of that stuff, less of the other. A lot less alcohol, because alcohol really slows down weight loss, and really it's supposed to be in moderation, like once a week. I had to learn that. I cut my drinking alcohol back to 1 day a week in the beginning. And then after I lost the weight and learned more about having self-control, like I said, I went on a whole month without alcohol. And that's something I really didn't think I could ever do. But I did learn, my last tip is, you do learn that you are stronger than you think. And start small and just be consistent. Being consistent means start eating healthy 6 times a week and have one day a week that you eat something that you've really been craving. Start small, realize that it's a journey, that it's going to take time to break through these barriers. Find a program that works for you. If you want a great program, I definitely can help you out with the program I did, and tell you more about that. Just reach out to me and I would be more than happy to tell you about it and how it works and get you set up if that's what you want to do. The last thing is to get proper sleep. Sleep is a huge thing when it comes to stress and health issues and all that stuff. You need your proper sleep. For me, that is hard to do because as a special needs mom, I mean, I'm still up sometimes 3 times a night with her, and I know other moms who literally have to be up for medical reasons and stuff for their kids. So that's really hard for moms, and especially new moms, to get that sleep. But sleep is very important. Oftentimes, if you don't get the sleep that you want, you might notice, as I did, you're going to be craving a lot more salty and sugary things and be eating a lot more during your day. Whereas if you get proper sleep, your hunger is controlled more. Water intake, very important. 64 to 100 ounces of water every day. You need that water to help your skin and make you feel good. My suggestion is to start drinking a glass of water before your meals. Every meal, drink a glass of water before you do it. You guys can do this. If I can do this, anybody seriously can do this. So just don't be hard on yourself and love on yourself. Go through the self-discovery. A great book is called You Are a Badass, How to Get Out of Your Head and Stop Doubting Yourself. It's like $10 at Target. Go buy that book. I will link it down below. It helped me so much. And it's funny and it's easy to read. It doesn't take you very long. I think that is it. I'll show you my before and afters. Like I said, I lost 35 pounds in 3 months. Super proud of myself, and really it just helped me a lot in more ways than just weight loss. I hope that these tips can help you. I've had so many women reach out to me and thank me for my content and my recipes and all those things, saying that they love them and their family loves them. Thank you so much. I love the support. It's really helping me to realize that I am able to inspire and influence other women, and which is what I want to do. And we all just need to love each other and give each other encouragement. Don't be tearing each other down. Help each other out, okay? If you see a mom in need, help her. Ask her, can I do this for you? Do you need a moment? Do you want a break? Be there, be supportive to each other, cheer each other on. That's what life is about. We want to enjoy life and make it enjoyable and happy and love our children and love ourselves and love our spouses. So that's my suggestions for you guys. Thank you so much for watching. Please like and subscribe if you enjoy my content, and I will give you guys some more helpful advice soon. Bye.